Muy buenas amigos, Ain Sebastian aquí una vez más. Vamos a jugar un juego llamado The Sinking City. Más que nada es un juego basado en el HP Lovecraft. No sé muy bien qué es esa cosa. No sé muy bien cómo es ese tema. Pero es la primera vez que voy a tocar ese juego. No vi nada. No vi si es bueno o malo. Bueno, sí vi que si es bueno o malo. Pero sí, está por ahí. Bueno, por la ficción supongo. Y curiosamente supe que es modo mundo abierto. Ok, avanzar el caso. ¿Qué es eso? Combate, hay combate aquí. Vamos a ver. Claro, español, video, gama, sonido. Estoy jugando en la Nintendo Switch, por cierto. Buah, mejor enséñame el juego. Querido señor Charles Reed, bienvenida Gélida. Tal como solicitó, he investigado los brotes de histeria y las visiones en la ciudad de Oakmont, Massachusetts. Resulta que sus suposiciones eran correctas. Los casos más frecuentes aquí, hombres y mujeres de todo el país se ven atraídos a Oakmont, torturados por visiones similares a las suyas. Una ciudad que se inunda. La presencia de algo enorme, pero desconocido. Por casualidad creo haber encontrado la fuente de su dolencia y una persona que podría ayudarle. Prepárese y venga a Oakmont tan pronto como le sea posible. Le recibiré para ayudarle en lo que pueda. Cordialmente, Johannes Vanderberg. Qué buen nombre. Y ahí dice, tienes acceso al mapa, cuaderno. Va a ser complicado. Parece que los controles son muchos. El juego guarda automáticamente cada poco tiempo, pero también, ok. La munición es escasa. Huir suele ser mejor opción que disparar. ¿Huir de qué? Puedes usar las cabinas de teléfono que hayas descubierto por la ciudad como medio de viaje rápido. Eso es bueno, eso es interesante. Estoy soñando. ¿Qué pasa? Parece un trauma y parece que estoy en un barco. What? Estoy en el fondo del océano. Has soñado que estabas soñando. Es épico. Ahora soy ese, ¿no? En tercera persona, ¿eh? Interesante. Es que necesito la sensibilidad de la cámara sea muy buena, ¿eh? Un poco más, un poco más.
never have to use it.
Espero que no tenga que usarla.
Something tells me I will.
Nunca, pero algo me dice que la usaré. Eso es lo que leí en el este. Uy, perdón.
Never trust a tourist
Nunca hay que fiarse de un anuncio turístico. Eso es verdad, ¿eh? No veo nada aquí. Pulsa X para trepar. ¿Cómo? ¿A dónde voy a trepar? En fin.
Now get out.
Váyase.
Now get out.
Váyase.
At last, Mr. Charles Reed.
Soy Charles Reed.
What a pleasure to finally meet you in the flesh.
Nice to meet you.
Johannes van der Berg.
Johannes
At
van der
your
Berg.
service. I did promise to meet you the moment you arrived.
Ah, much obliged, Mr. Vanderberg. I guess I didn't expect you to mean so literally.
Please call me Johannes. But where are my manners? Welcome to the proud city of Oakmont.
Oakmont.
Alas, now is not its finest hour, though it is its most important.
Acerca
de mi problema. ¿Qué le digo? Bueno, acerca de mi problema.
Someone who can help me with my problem. The visions have been getting worse.
Such vividness of dreams is not uncommon here in Oakmont. By chance, the man I spoke of, Robert Throgmorton, is already at the port. He has dedicated a lot of time and effort to investigate this issue. Alas, I fear he has a more pressing matter on his hands.
¿Y qué pasa con la ciudad?
Reaching Oakmont was no easy task. Most maps I found didn't mark it, and this rickety packet ship is the only one that sailed here. Why is that?
Oakmont is no ordinary place. Its unique geographical position and the flood, a recent natural disaster, make it nigh impossible to reach. But you made it, Mr. Reed. I'm sure the tides of fate would have brought you here one way or another.
How can I find Mr. Throgmorton?
Don't worry, you can't miss him. Throgmorton tends to stand out from the crowd.
Can you tell me a
es?
little about Mr. Throgmorton?
A remarkable creature. Scion of a
Una criatura
robust
notable.
bloodline, a philanthropist, a scholar, and the patron of the famous Oakmont University. A man of great ambitions and
Pa,
even
pa, pa,
greater
tu, tu,
ego.
tu, 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 tu,
Do
tu.
not make me wait.
Ah, allá. 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 Necesito
I'll need a place to
alojamiento.
lay my head while I'm here. Any recommendations?
Fear not. I've already feathered a nest for you. There's a room in your name at the Devil's Reef Hotel. Here's
Reef.
Sounds charming.
Don't judge a book by its cover, Mr. Reed.
What's the best way to get around Oakmont? I'd like to drop my things at the hotel.
Es verdad.
Most locals go by foot or by boat. I've got the latter sorted for you. There's one waiting outside the port.
You're too kind, Joe.
Es muy amable, ¿no?
Can you steer me towards the Devil's Reef?
Take this map. I've marked the hotel and a few other key places.
Other places? Like what?
You're a private eye, yes? Well, I've highlighted the police station, city archive, newspaper, places you'll need to get to the truth. This city is insular, its ways mysterious. No one will take you by the hand, so you better know where to turn in search of a lead.
How do you fill your days, Mr. Vanderberg?
I host a philosophy club for the like-minded intelligentsia, gathering seeds of thought like moths drawn to a flame.
Does Oakmont really have much of a market for philosophy these days?
There is no consciousness without pain, Mr. Reed. No better moment for clarity than times of hardship.
Well, that's it for now, I think. Thanks for helping me get my bearings.
No, no. The pleasure was mine, Mr. Reed.
Oh, before you go, how can I get in touch with you later?
Don't worry about that. I'm the kind of man who finds you.
Sí se puede caer. Casi me caigo. Mira.
We'll meet again, Mr. Reed.
Ok. Si lo dice. Eso es como GTA. No mamen. En fin, ¿dónde estoy?
The end is nigh. It will begin again. What is down comes up. The seed is sown.
¿Y cómo veo mapa? What the fuck, qué mapa grande, hermano. Qué mapa grande. Este juego no está de joda,
I don't care about your petty excuses. No one leaves the port until my son is found, and that is final.
Excuse me. Are you Robert Throgmorton?
I am, but not interested. Go away.
The name's Charles Reed. I'm a private investigator, just arrived from Boston. I was told you might be able to help me.
Private investigator, you say? Well, perhaps we can help each other.
If I may ask, what happened to your son?
Why do you care? What's your angle, outsider?
Well, like I said, I'm a PI. Finding people is kind of my specialty.
Is it? Well, Albert was part of a deep-sea expedition I commissioned. This useless fool over here says he found Albert washed ashore in a lifeboat. Says he was barely conscious, out of his mind, talking gibberish in some other language. That he even tried to bite him.
And you don't believe him?
Complete malarkey. I know my Albert. I raised him strong and smart, the best of his kind. It couldn't have been him. Albert's disappearance is the work of Innsmouthers, mark my words.
Parece que... Sí, sus rasgos. Eso iba a decir, pero...
I've heard you're the man to speak to about visions, outbreaks of hysteria. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it myself.
Another newcomer with another problem. Yes, I know what you speak of.
Can I ask you a few questions?
How dare you? My son Albert is missing, and no one in this Innsmouther-ridden city will do a damn thing. But yes, let's talk about your dreams.
Bueno, ¿quiénes son
You're
esos?
not the biggest fan of these Innsmouthers.
Those fish-faced freaks have overrun this city since the police burned Innsmouth to the ground. But now, those filthy migrants occupy half this damned city. The port, Grimhaven Bay, Salvation Harbor, the shells. They are everywhere.
So they're just refugees.
Hardly. They've taken work from the local fishermen. They stir and agitate against us, the Throgmorton family. We are the pillar of this community, not to mention that crime rates have skyrocketed. Simply speaking, they are a big stinking pile of trouble.
Please forgive the question, but I've never met a man quite like you before.
That's because no man measures up to the Throgmorton lineage. Proud and powerful blood flows through our veins.
Bueno, no se ofendió,
My
menos
father
mal.
united with a certain royal family, which has blessed all our offspring with these exquisite features.
Mr. Throgmorton, let me help you. I'm rather good at tracking down missing people. I'll find Albert.
What makes you think you can do it? Why, Albert is missing, and no one in this city will do a damn thing. But yes, let's talk about your dreams. Oakmont is not exactly friendly to new arrivals.
Let's just say I tend to see things that others miss. And anyway, what have you got to lose? Sounds like you could use every man you can get.
Vera. You have a point, newcomer.
Vera.
Sorry, did you just say Vera? What does that mean?
You had better get used to the Oakmont dialect, outsider. That is, if you want to fit in. It is a fascinating blend. Vera means fine. I was saying, we have a deal.
I see. Thank you. I need to know more about what happened to Albert.
Dane, did you not listen at all? I already told you everything. After leaving on the expedition, Albert was found on the shore in a lifeboat. This fisherman supposedly brought him to the house, and then left to call me. But when I arrived here, my son was nowhere to be seen.
Anything else?
Clearly, something suspicious occurred inside the house. I suggest you stop dawdling and go see for yourself.
Ok.
Where's the house where this all happened?
For Kay's sake, I thought you were a private eye. We're standing right in front of it.
You mentioned a lifeboat. Is it still around?
Yes. Face the house, then to the left is a beach that borders a fence. You'll find it there.
As much as I'm enjoying the weather, Mr. Throgmorton, it's time for me to get started.
Find my son, newcomer, and be quick about it. I gave you clear instructions, did I not?
Sí, claro, me dio buenas instrucciones. No sé para qué servirán estas
The book
cosas.
is damp and damaged, but clearly well cared for. Huh. This dog mat looks better than the owner's bed.
¿De dónde sacaba la pala? Oh,
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
Hello? Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, my head. What? Who are you? Are you police? I've already told them everything.
It's okay. I'm Charles Reed, Private Eye. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son.
Oh, okay. What do you want?
I want to know what happened here. Every detail.
I don't remember much. Me, Paul, and Lewis. We were here. This is our house. Barry was outside on his business. Then he came back carrying Throgmorton's son. He was unconscious, barely breathing. Barry left again to call Mr. Robert.
Then what?
We put the guy in Lewis's room. Then he started to make these horrible sounds and... okay, my head began to burst. And he woke up. And after that, I don't remember a thing. Just dreams. Drowned streets, a sleeping giant, a voice that called me...
That sounds familiar. Tell me about yourself.
Name's Will Hammond. I'm a fisherman. We all are. Live here together. Me, poor fella Paul, Barry, and Innsmouther Lewis Flynn. We moved here after the flood. I worked on the railroad, but the rail ain't kicking anymore, so I started fishing. It was at or starve.
Where are all the other guys?
That's Paul there on the floor. Kay be with him. Barry's outside with Mr. Throgmorton. Lucky rascal missed everything. And I have no idea what Lewis or Throgmorton's son got to. Starting to suspect the worst.
Do you know how Paul died?
I don't know. When I pulled myself together, he was already gone. Kay, have mercy on his soul.
¿Quién
Who's
es
this
Kay?
Kay you keep mentioning?
Outsiders, show some respect. Kay is our Lord, our light, our love.
Sorry, I didn't know.
Tampoco.
I'll leave you to it. Take care of yourself, Will.
Please, detective, sir, tell me the truth. Could it be me? Did I kill Paul? Or, Kay, did I kill him?
I don't know yet, Will. The police will stop anyone coming in or out of here, so I suggest you just try and get some rest.
I'm afraid of what I might dream. My head. I still hear those voices.
Bueno, pizzas del chuchu.
Ahem.
Ujú.
Choo choo. Ahem.
Metralla, ¿cómo así?
I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp.
¿Qué pasó?
I'm surprised they don't have someone's portrait here. 5 cards short of a full house. I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp.
Uh. Ah.
Never seen knives like this before. Masterful work. Seems like Prohibition hasn't affected Oakmont too much. So that's what it... I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp.
Hmm.
Choo choo. Ahem. There was a fierce fight here, but someone tried to flee.
Una pelea aquí, alguien trató de huir.
Don't do anything stupid, newcomer. And keep your hands where I can see them.
2. 3.
Let's see what you find, newcomer. Let's see what you find, newcomer.
2, 3, 3.
I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp. surprised they don't have someone's portrait here.
Marca las escenas en orden cronológico para acabar con nuevas pistas. Wow.
Take this, ape-face.
What's happening?
Yeah, run!
Okay, let's see what we have here.
Ooh. Me salí mucho.
What's
Ah, tengo que presionar. 1, 2,
Take this, ape-face.
3.
Yeah, run!
When Albert Throgmorton woke up, he was not himself. He attacked the fishermen, and his hysteria spread to them. When he got wounded, he fled.
Palacio de la mente. Deducciones. Caso principal, pelea. Un pescador llevó inconsciente a Albert Togmo a su casa y luego se marchó. Cuando Albert se despertó, provocó un brote de histeria y atacó al resto de los pescadores. Uno de ellos le disparó y Albert huyó por un agujero de la pared. Testimonio de Will Hammond. Interesante. El Palacio de la Mente, ¿qué es esto? No entiendo. A ver, si él huyó aquí. En serio, tomé daño por eso. Uh.
So the fisherman pursued Albert, even let off a few shots.
Hmm.
Even though Albert was wounded, he managed to climb that high. Robert wasn't exaggerating when he said he raised him strong. There's something in the pocket.
Luis, por favor, dame una semana más. Sé lo que te debo, pero estoy tan mal como todo el mundo ahora mismo. Aún no tengo provisiones suficientes como para que el bar funcione con la policía paseándose por el puerto. Pero no te preocupes, he cerrado un buen trato con cierta gente y pronto debería tener una línea de provisiones. Solo una semana y te devolveré lo que te debo por interés doble, Peter.
The blood is fresh. Whomever it belongs to could not have got far. The door won't budge. The door won't budge.
¿Ese es un enemigo? ¿Qué es eso? Tómale.
One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate. One fatal round through the forehead.
Asesinaron a
That's no
Albert.
accident. This was deliberate.
Tendré que volver con... ¿Le puedo tomar foto? XD. Foto para el Instagram. Está con... movimiento. Vamos a activar esto. Aunque sea una forma interesante de jugar. No, ya no funciona. Le he tomado foto. A ver si me pide foto, quién sabe. ¿Estará triste porque su hijo murió? ¿Cómo es este palacio de la mente? No comprendo mucho. Escondiéndose. Lewis. Tendremos que capturarlo.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm afraid I have bad news.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I found your son in the basement of a nearby warehouse. I'm sorry, but he was murdered. Shot in the head and the body hidden.
No. It cannot be true. No, no, no. I don't believe it.
¿Quieres
No.
foto? Tengo foto.
My condolences, Mr. Throgmorton. I had hoped for a happier outcome.
Your condolences will not bring him back. So much of our blood spilt for nothing. So much effort in vain. My poor Albert. Tell me you know who did it. I want to look him in the eyes, make him beg for mercy.
Seems like he was a fisherman by the name of Lewis. He had a gun and pursued Albert after he fled the house.
Lewis it is, then. What do you know of him?
Turns out you were right. He's an Innsmouther.
Nah. Those filthy scum have done it now. When I'm through with them, they will rue the day they dared lay a finger on a Throgmorton. Bring me that dirtbag Lewis. He and I are due a reckoning. Do this for me, and I'll help you with anything you need.
Mr. Throgmorton, I've encountered something,
What? I don't have all day.
some unusual creatures, and they sure weren't friendly.
You've seen a wild beast, Mr. Reed. I'm somewhat surprised to see you still alive. Those unsettling things appeared after the flood.
Entonces
I've
algo
commissioned
normal.
a few studies on them, but we know little more than when we started. They're aggressive, but fortunately not immune to gunfire.
Yeah, I learned that firsthand.
Try to avoid them when possible, and when you can't, keep your weapons handy.
Bye.
I gave you clear instructions. Did I not?
Don't do anything stupid, newcomer. And keep your hands where I can see 'em.
Barde under new, the new. Y está cargando cinemáticas, supongo. Parte donde... Yo...
Ugh, I'll miss the carpenter's food giveaway with this darn port closure.
Stay alert. Monsters lurk underground.
Come closer, trouble.
You're some kind of...
Yes, my dear. Yes.
seems a little...
I see.
Alright, how much? $1?
Your money has no value here, newcomer. After the flood, and I'll make it easier for you. I don't smoke.
Let's hear what my future holds.
Good. Let me... The sea will be generous in the coming.
I don't think I follow.
I see old and new. A hard heart against an iron will, and tall pillars, circled by the dead.
I think I'd like my bullet back.
It is what it is. The truth will out.
Why do I feel like I got scared?
Embrace your fate.
Acabo de ser timado.
To under the keel. What do you want?
I'm looking for a man by the name of Lewis Flynn. Any chance he's here?
Yeah. Even if I knew, I don't rat to newcomers.
As it happens, I know you owe a debt to Mr. Flynn. Trouble is, I found your note near the dead body of Albert Throgmorton, son of Robert. So, it seems Lewis is in trouble. Might have even come here to hide. But you hand him over, and he won't be back to collect what you owe. Get me?
Throck. That would explain the blood. Fine. If it gets me out of this mess, you can have him.
So?
He's upstairs. Here's the key. You gotta promise to deal with him, once and for all. But save the shooting for outside, huh?
Smart
Okay.
man. There's your good deed for the day.
Más gente así.
I've seen some unsettling creatures around. Like nothing I've ever...
So you met a wild beast, newcomer. No one knows what they are, but they arrived in the flood. Some say they come from the sea.
And?
If it bleeds, you can kill it. Keep your gun handy. And if you want to erase the memory, remember, better to be a coward and live than brave and dead.
Es mejor ser un cobarde vivo que un valiente muerto. A menos que uno sea forastero.
You want a drink?
No, gracias, camarada.
What the? Get them! Oh.
Hey, who are you? What are you doing?
Charles Reed, private investigator. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son Albert, so I think you know why I'm here.
Drach. That darn bartender. It was all that crazy ape's fault. You hear me?
Calm down. I only want to speak, for now. But no, if you reach for your gun, you'll hit the floor faster than you can say poetic justice.
I got nothing to hide.
Start at the beginning. What happened?
We were in our house, me, Paul, and Will. Barry'd gone to the sea. Though I told him that it would only bring bad luck. If he'd listened to me, we'd all still be alive.
Come on, Lewis. Focus.
Right. Well, Barry dragged that damn ape to our house. He was bragging about how much Mr. Throgmorton would give us for saving his son. But that ape, he was out cold. Then woke in an instant and started screaming, attacking us. After that, can't remember a thing.
You shot to kill. No warning, no second chances. You pursued Albert even after he fled. Why?
I can't remember it. When he woke, it was like a bloody mist descended over me. First thing I recall after is that darn warehouse and me covered in blood. I had no idea what happened. I suspected it had something to do with that ape. Turns out, I was right.
What kind of... why do you...
Esa es
your
buena
face,
pregunta.
It's,
Oh, so you're here to attack me just because I look different to you? Wanna spit on me, whisper to your friends? What's new?
no, I'm sorry. I didn't know how to ask. I've just never met someone like you before. I didn't mean any offense.
Innsmouther's bodies were blessed by the She. You're gonna see a lot of us here, so you better get over it. We are proud of who we are.
The things you did to Albert don't look like a bloody rage. A fatal shot to the head, a hidden body. One might start to wonder if it was deliberate.
Well, I don't know what to say. I wasn't myself.
I hear there's a bit of a feud between the Innsmouthers and the Throgmortons. Care to fill me in?
Those apes hated us from the moment we arrived in Oakmont. Our home was destroyed. We just needed a place to stay. The Blackwood Grand family sheltered us, but others were not as hospitable. We needed jobs, food, and medicine. The city denied it all.
And so?
We had to fight for every crumb of bread. And those Throgmortons in their high castle only made our life harder, always conspiring behind our backs, always setting people against us. I'd love to see them suffer like we suffered.
¿Qué es una gran
The
familia?
grand family. What do you mean?
No tengo familia,
So you're a
pipi.
newcomer, huh? Explains a lot.
Yeah, a newcomer with a gun. Answer the question.
Okay. People here are crazy about bloodlines and tradition and reputation. The head honchos of Oakmont are called the Grand Families. There's the Carpenters, who control most of the city's underworld, the Blackwoods, who share kin with Innsmouthers through the Marsh family.
And let me guess, the
Los
Throgmortons.
Frogmortons.
Right, those filthy apes. Now that most of the Blackwoods are gone, there's nobody left to protect us Innsmouthers.
I think I've got all I need.
Please, Mr. Reed, don't tell Throgmorton about me. I know I'm in no position to ask. I didn't want to do whatever it is I did. Honest, have mercy, please. I have a family. Without me, they'll starve.
No sé. Creo que voy a pensármelo,
This is not exactly cut and dry. I need some time to think.
Perhaps I can offer something to grease your grinds. I still have a few bullets on me.
It turns out I arrived here unprepared for business. You give me a little something to get started, and my lips are sealed.
I knew you'd understand. Here you are, Mr. Reed. Please, I told you the truth, I swear.
Gracias por las balas. Y yo me tiro de acá.
What the? Get the... Oh. You want a drink? You want a drink?
Ugh, I'll miss the Carpenter's food giveaway with this darn port closure.
You want a drink?
No sé, ¿puedo pasar aquí? En fin, caso terminado. Lewis lo mató. Y... no sé si decirlo, me ha dado arma. Balas, digo. Pero mis condolencias, supongo. Ah, Dios. ¿Por qué tengo que mentir, hermano?
I tracked the murderer down, but he was attacked by those things prowling the back alleys. And they tore him apart. It was that Innsmouther fisherman, Lewis. He was covered in your son's blood. That may have attracted the beasts.
Are you certain the body is his?
Beyond any doubt. All that's left of him is a heap of flesh and this scrap of cloth. It's from his jacket. Just ask his friends.
Alas, this was my revenge to exact, not some wild beast's. Something must be done about those pests. Still, justice has been served. This isn't closure, but at least I know now the story. Thank you.
Mr. Throgmorton, I hate to press you, but do you think you could help me now?
Yes, you've earned it. Kay, to think a newcomer barely off the boat solves a crime the police couldn't, but I digress. Remind me, what brought you to Oakmont?
Bueno.
I think I'm going mad, Mr. Throgmorton. I see things, visions, and I needed to stop. I was drawn here, or guided, or I don't know. But I believe the source of this madness is here, in Oakmont.
You're not wrong, Mr. Reed. An inexplicable hysteria spread through Oakmont after the flood. I funded an expedition to explore recent geological activity that may be responsible.
A geological expedition? I'm not sure I follow.
I have reason to believe the flood and this madness have the same source. As above, so below. So I sent men to find out.
Do these cases of hysteria involve shared vision?
Since the flood, many Oakmonters have had similar nightmares. Indeed, Professor Doe, the expedition leader, complained of them herself.
Waterlogged ruins with unnatural architecture. A sleeping giant.
Her words exactly. She proposed...
You mentioned the flood. You think it's more than just a natural disaster.
You weren't here, Mr. Reed. What happened defied scientific explanation.
Has your expedition found anything?
I do not know. Albert was part of it. His passing cannot be coincidence. Why was he alone at the port?
You think your son was killed because the expedition uncovered something?
Is it so hard to believe? I had no news for a week that Albert, the only one...
It does sound...
Mr. Reed, I want you to find out what's going on.
If
Hablemos de mi paga.
this, I'll need to know more.
I'll give you the address of the...
That's all you can...
Let me be clear, Reed. You do not speak to me like that again.
I'm sorry, Mr. Throgmorton. I just meant the more I know, the better.
I am a busy man. I funded the research, but left all preparations to Professor Doe and Albert. When you've finished, come see me at the Throgmorton family manor. It's in Old Grove. Here, I'll show you.
What about my expenses?
They will be reimbursed after you complete your task. And of course, you've earned some compensation for your work here at the port. I'll also include a fair advance in bullets.
Bullets?
The dollar lost its use here, Mr. Reed. After the flood, Oakmont returned to bartering. Bullets mean more than bills.
Así que las balas son
I
interesantes.
gave you clear instructions, did I not?
Bienvenida Gélida, caso completado. Nuevo caso, perdidos en el mar. Profecía de la divina, el más generoso en los días venideros, traerá muchos regalos y muchos se arrepentirán de compartirlos. Veo a los viejos y los buenos y los nuevos. Un corazón robusto contra una voluntad de hierro. Quien quiera que gane, usted también lo hará, pero solo podrá verlo desde una jaula de metal y grandes columnas, rodeadas de muertos, una carrera de una a otra mientras el propio tiempo se ríe.
Don't do anything stupid, newcomer. And keep your hands where I can see them.
Claro, debería ir al hotel. Amigo, ¿estás bien? Robert Frogmore han financiado... Algunas deducciones de Palacio-Mente pueden tener interpretaciones alternativas. Incluso los monstruos más horrendos tienen un punto débil. Mi diario, primera parte. No sé qué es lo que hundió el USS Cyclops, solo recuerdo los gritos y el metal chirriando, el agua llenando la cubierta y mi dolor de cabeza. El peor que he tenido. Me encontré en medio de las algas ahogándome. Encima muerto de hambre, murmurando algo sobre ruinas antiguas. Algo lo atormenta.
No matter how much of this I chug down, the visions always return.
¡Ojo! No, eso está muy raro, la parte trasera. Creo que sí está mejor.
Never again, they say.
Señor Reed, parece que se ha esforzado en exceso durante su investigación para el señor Thormund. Perdone mi atrevimiento, pero le he llevado al Derby Reef mientras estaba inconsciente. Por favor, tenga más cuidado en el futuro. Yo no siempre estaré ahí para salvarle, Johannes. Pues gracias, ¿no? Señor Reed, es usted uno de los raros ejemplos de hombres que han tratado con humanidad a uno de los míos. Y siento que es de satisfacer esa deuda con usted. Tómese esto como una advertencia de un amigo. Corra, salve la vida y abandone esta droche de ciudad a las profundidades. No escarme su secreto, porque no merece la pena. Aquí no queda nada bueno. Creo que podrá encontrar el modo de huir. Por favor, hágame caso. Lewis Flynn.
Makes this place feel more like home. I miss Boss.
Señor Archer, le he visto arrastrando cosas a su habitación. Tenga cuidado con el suelo. Le Daré pagar por cualquier arañazo que deje su casero.
The door won't budge.
He tapiado las ventanas y cerrado las puertas. Son solo hombres a los de la banda del Rey Amarillo. Ya no pueden entrar aquí. Estoy yo solo. Yo y esas pesadillas. Solo un poco más y las descifraré. Subir o bajar, subir. De modo que no tenemos faro, muchos barcos se han perdido en el mar y ahora hay unos cuantos decorando las playas de la ciudad. Eso es una cosa. Pero ahora hay un tipo emprendedor en el puerto que contrata gente para que rescate barcos. Está sacando beneficios sucios de venderlos. No puede ser una coincidencia, tengo que investigarlo. Si no fuera tan difícil orientarse en esta ciudad.
Finally, you're awake. Gotta tell you, though, mister, you want to stay on here? You stop making all that noise.
¿Quién es usted?
Sorry, but who are you again?
You bang your head or something? I'm Victor Olmsted. I own the place. This place. The Devil's Reef Hotel.
¿Qué ruido?
Noise? What noise are you talking about?
I expect my guests to be respectable. Moans, chanting, all that kind of thing. It stops, all right?
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't really remember what happened, but I'll do my best.
Yeah? Well, next time it happens, you end up sleeping under the bridge like the other newcomers.
You're not exactly friendly with your guests. Aren't we the ones keeping you in business?
All these newcomers after the flood, they're stark raving mad.
What do you mean?
You can't imagine the crazy notes and books I find after they move out. Only thing they're good for is lighting the kitchen stove.
Can I have a look?
I knew it. I tell you, no one sane would be interested. And you want to take a look? Well, fine. Take what you wish. I'm watching you, newcomer.
Ok, eso es mucho. No, no creo que lea esto, pero... Bueno, pausar el video, ¿no? Si quieren leer, si están tan interesados. Yo qué sé, ¿no? Bueno, yo como siempre un metiche en la vida real nunca haría esto, no sé por qué. En un juego entro donde quiera, donde pueda. Mi querido Víctor, ¿cómo te está tratando Ogmont? Si necesita ayuda, los Blackwood Estaré encantado de prestársela. Lo he arreglado. En cuanto a tu pregunta, no sé dónde fue Robert. Por desgracia, solo que no se quedó en Innsmouth. A lo mejor es esperanza que no pereciera en esa maldita redada. Cuida bien del hotel, por favor. Muchos de nuestros familiares están interesados en la propiedad, pero aún eres mi sobrino favorito. Sé que David Reef está en buenas manos. Un abrazo, tío Portia. El tipo desapareció. Ah,
I'm watching you, newcomer.
perdón. Pero hay cosas que funcionan como me dé las ganas. Así que... espera. Walter. Walter. Con que sí está inundado, ¿eh? Interesante. ¿A dónde debería ir? Pude haber ido caminando, lol. Están comiendo ratas. What the fuck. Uy, tipo, qué susto. Welcome on Chronicle.
The old papers are by the door. Take them and stop bothering me already.
I think you've got me confused with someone else.
Aren't you a newcomer?
¿Y eso qué tiene que
Help me
ver?
out here. What's the connection between newcomers and old newspapers?
It's cold sleeping in the street, and they come to collect the old newspapers for warmth.
Ah, yo hace poco
Yeah,
llegué.
I guess I am a newcomer. Charles Reed, private investigator. And I also need your old newspapers, the archive, to be exact.
Ah, so you're the one who cracked the Albert Throgmorton murder case. Nice work. I'm Helen Bland. Say, can you do me a favor?
Un favor.
Give me an exclusive interview. You won't regret it. The Oakmont Chronicle is the best newspaper for miles around.
All right, I'll be sure to make some time for you, Miss Bland. Do you still want that interview? I got some time now, if you're ready.
Oh, absolutely. We know that you're the private eye who saw.
I'm a former Navy diver. Served on the USS.
Oh, a brave sailor. Maybe we'll have the chance to work together later. Who knows?
Currently, I'm tracking down the source of the psychic phenomenon.
Ah, yes. It affected people here, but
Yeah, and then hired me to...
I think that's enough for now. I can't give the readers too much.
My pleasure. Maybe I'll do something interesting enough to make the papers again.
Stay safe.
Hay que chorearle. ¿Se puede chorear? No, ok.
Stay safe.
No sé si debería estar buscando algo aquí, pero no hay nadie de nada. ¿Me puedo tirar aquí? Graciosamente sí puedo. Ouch.
Stay safe.
Me pregunto qué significará ese H. Entiendo, el azul es la cosa esa de mar, agua. Uy, casi lo golpeo sin querer. ¿Hay algún atendiente por aquí?
Hello, officer.
Well, look who finally decided to show up. If it ain't Charles Reed, the gene, Captain Caleb Lyons at your service. What can we
Señor Holmes.
Do you and I have a problem, officer?
Conmigo.
No. Aside from making everyone in the Oakmont Police Department look like idiots, let me be frank, newcomer. You ain't welcome. You slip up, don't cross a T or dot an I, and I'll treat you like every other criminal here.
Okay. Well, can I use the police archive in the meantime?
You can. but only because of Mr. Throgmorton's patronage. And heed me well, you're on mighty thin ice. Don't waste my time, newcomer.
Qué mala onda. Me ha insultado y todo. Oye, usted es un forastero como yo. Mm, términos de búsqueda. Mm. Puta madre, ¿qué hice? Es un lío. Creo que voy a tener que usar una guía porque no sé si estoy entendiendo el juego, sinceramente. Usted no me moleste, ¿ok? No sé si eso es importante, pero ahí está, ahí lo tenemos. Podemos ir al hospital, ¿no? Para ver. Bueno, caminamos un poco más y ya.